Anyway, back to the explanation of Shaykh Fawzan, back to the main text. Then there comes a small heading on page 147. The next act of worship, al-Isti'aadhatu wa daliluha, seeking refuge and its proof. And the saying of Shaykh al-Islam, وَدَلِيلُ الْإِسْتِعَاذَةِ قَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. Al-ayah al-ula min Surah al-Falaq. He said, and the proof for al-Isti'aadha, seeking refuge, is his saying, He the Most High, قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. Surah al-Falaq, the 113th Surah, ayah 1, with the explanation, say, I seek refuge with the Lord of the Dawn. Shaykh Fawzan said in explanation, al-Isti'aadha means seeking refuge with someone who can defend you against something disagreeable which you fear, in order that he should repel from you this thing. This is al-Isti'aadha. This is seeking refuge. And al-Isti'aadha is a type from the types of worship. It is not permissible for you to seek refuge with other than Allah, the Mighty and Majestic. So whoever seeks refuge in a grave, or whoever seeks refuge with a grave, or with an idol, or with anything besides Allah, the Mighty and Majestic, then he will be a mushrik, a person of shirk, who has committed ash-shirk al-akbar. He's committed major shirk, meaning he has left Islam. He's committed major shirk. And He, the Most High, said, وَأَنَّهُ كَانَ رِجَالٌ مِّنَ الْإِنسِ يَعُوذُونَ بِرِجَالٍ مِّنَ الْجِنِّ فَزَادُوهُمْ رَحَقًا. Surah Al-Jinn, the 72nd Surah, Ayah 6. With the explanation, and there used to be men from mankind who would seek refuge in men from the jinn, and they only increased them in transgression. Then Shaykh Fawzan, without going to the tafsir of the ayah, there's some difference with regard to the tafsir of the ayah, some points, but we won't just carry on. So Shaykh Fawzan said, the Arab explained the ayah. The Arabs, in their days of ignorance, when they stopped off at a place on the earth, one of them used to say, when they were on a journey and they stopped somewhere, they made a camp or stopped somewhere, one of them used to say, أَعُوذُ بِسَيِّدِ هَذَا الْوَادِ. When they stopped, he would say, one person would call out, I seek refuge in the chief of this wadi, of this valley, meaning the chief one from the jinn. He would seek refuge from the evil of the foolish ones of his people. I mean, that's what they used to do in the Arabs in the times of ignorance. When they came to a valley, the valley they obviously suspected would have a tribe of jinn living in it, that they would call out and seek refuge in the chief one of the jinn, so that he would control his jinn, and they would not harm him. They would obey their chief and not harm the one who called out. That's what they used to do in the days of ignorance. Shaykh Fawzan said, so the Prophet ﷺ said, refuting that and making clear what is legislated in place of it, من نزل منزلا فقال أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق لم يضره شيء حتى يرتحل من منزله ذلك. He said, the Prophet ﷺ said, refuting that and making clear what is legislated in place of it, that whoever stops off at a place and he says, I seek refuge in the perfect words of Allah from the evil of whatever He has created, then nothing will harm him until he travels on from that stopping place of his. In a footnote they mentioned, reported by Muslim, from a hadith of Khawla bint Hakim as-Sulamiyya radiyallahu anha, reported by Muslim as hadith number 2708. Shaykh Fawzan said, this is the correct replacement, seeking refuge in the perfect words of Allah instead of seeking refuge in the jinn. Then the Shaykh moves on to explanation of the ayah. He said, He the Most High said, قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. For the explanation, say, I seek refuge in the Lord of the Dawn. Shaykh Fawzan said, Al-Falaq is the dawn. And the Lord of the Falaq, the Lord of the Dawn, He is Allah, the Perfect and Most High. Just as He the Most High said, فَالِقُ الْإِصْبَاحِ, Surah Al-An'am, the 6th Surah, Ayah 96. With the explanation that Allah is the one who causes the dawns to break. Shaykh Fawzan said, meaning the one who brings out the light of the day into the darkness of the night. Who is able to do that except Allah, the Perfect and Most High? A'udhu bi Rabbil Falaq. The explanation, I seek refuge in the Lord of the daybreak. Shaykh Fawzan said, meaning the Lord of the dawn when it breaks. The Malik, the sovereign owner, the one who controls it, the one having full ability over it. Min sharri ma khalaq. And Shaykh Fawzan here, he goes on to explain this surah, Surah Al-Falaq, ayah by ayah. Min sharri ma khalaq. The explanation from the evil of that which He created. Shaykh Fawzan said, this covers the evil of all of the created beings. Whatever evil is to be found in any of the created beings. He seeks refuge in Allah from the evil of all of the created beings. This will suffice you for every seeking refuge and every seeking protection which the people do. In this phrase here, whatever the people, all different manners and different words that people say to seek refuge and seek protection, this ayah here will suffice you in that regard. وَمِن شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ إِذَا وَقَبْ. The ayah with the explanation, and from the evil of the ghasiq, إِذَا وَقَبْ. Shaykh Fawzan said, Al-Ghasiq is the darkness of the night. Again, there's a side point here, and we had this side point in Riyadh al-Salihin as well, but there's a side point here, that the explanation Shaykh Fawzan gives here is an explanation given by many of the scholars, and it's the explanation given by al-Bukhari as well, that the Ghasiq, it means the night. It's a word indicating darkness, and al-Bukhari and other scholars mention it meaning the night, seeking refuge from the darkness of the night. However, some of the people of knowledge explain this ayah to mean the moon, seeking refuge from the moon when it darkens or when it eclipses. And the proof they use is a clear hadith in that regard. Hadith reported by Tirmidhi as hadith 2366 from Aisha radiallahu anha, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam looked at the moon and he said, O Aisha, seek refuge in Allah from the evil of this, for this is al-Ghasiq idha waqab. This is the moon, this is the Ghasiq idha waqab. Shaykh al-Albani said about that hadith, Hasan Sahih, good, authentic. Wallahu a'lam. Anyway, back to the explanation of Shaykh Fawzan, hafidhahullah, he said, Al-Ghasiq is the darkness of the night. Since in the darkness, wild animals and wild beasts come out. So then you are in danger. So you seek refuge in Allah from the evil of this darkness and whatever is beneath it, from these harmful things. And he mentions the next ayah, وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ. The explanation, and from the evil of those who blow upon knots. Shaykh Fawzan said, and they are the sorcerers. You seek refuge in Allah from sorcery, magic, as-sihr, and its people. Because as-sihr, magic, sorcery, is tremendous evil. He mentioned the next ayah, وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدٍ. The explanation, and from the evil of the envier when he envies. Shaykh Fawzan said, Al-Hasid, the envier, he is the one who hopes and wishes for favours to pass away from other people. When he sees someone having a favour, a ni'mah, he becomes furious And he wishes for this favour, this blessing to pass away, out of hasad, out of envy, and out of transgression. And Allah's refuge is so. And it is one of the worst, which I've mentioned, hasad, envy. It is one of the worst of blameworthy qualities, because it involves, Shaykh Fawzan mentions two evils it involves. It involves raising objections against Allah, and it involves evil towards the creation. Was the first point, raising objection to Allah, meaning that Allah has favoured a certain person with that favour. He gave it to him, maybe he didn't give it to you. So when you have envy towards him, you hope that he loses it, you raise objection to Allah. Meaning it's as if you're saying, by your condition, why didn't Allah give that favour to him? He shouldn't have given it to him, he should have given it to me. That's raising objection to Allah. And evil behaviour towards the creation, you're hoping that he loses that favour. Then Shaykh Fawzan said, having explained al-hasid, the envier, and entering into the one who is the envier, is al-a'in, is the person who gives the evil eye, the one who causes harm with a look, or the one who causes harm with his look. Because striking with the evil eye is a type of hasad, is a type of envy. So you should seek refuge in Allah from these evils. So this indicates that al-isti'aadha, seeking refuge, is worship, ibadah. It is not permissible to be directed to other than Allah. So you do not seek refuge in a created being. And whoever seeks refuge in a created being, then he has committed shirk with Allah, the Mighty and Majestic. And the Prophet ﷺ said to Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhuma, وَإِذَا اسْتَعَنْتَ فَاسْتَعِنْ بِاللَّهِ. And if you seek aid, then seek the aid of Allah. The hadith which preceded the hadith of Tirmidhi, the authentic hadith. And finally, Shaykh Fawzan quotes, or rather the text, in the main text, Shaykh al-Islam ibn Abdul Wahhab quotes a second proof for al-isti'aadha, for seeking refuge. He said, and his وَقَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ Al-ayah al-ula min Surah al-Nas. And his saying, He the Most High, Surah al-Nas, 114th Surah, ayah 1, with the explanation. Say, I seek refuge with the Lord of mankind. Shaykh Fawzan said, and in his saying, He the Most High, قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ مَلِكِ النَّاسِ إِلَهِ النَّاسِ مِنْ شَرِّ الْوَسْوَاسِ الْخَنَّاسِ الَّذِي يُوَسْوِسُ فِي صُدُورِ النَّاسِ مِنَ الْجِنَّةِ وَالنَّاسِ. All 6 ayahs of Surah al-Nas, with the explanation. Say, I seek refuge in the Lord of mankind, the King of mankind, the one who is rightfully worshipped by mankind, from the evil of the whisperer, who whispers then withdraws, the one who whispers into the hearts of mankind, from jinn and from men. Shaykh Fawzan said, Allah the Mighty and Majestic commands isti'aadha, commands seeking refuge in the Lord of mankind, the King of mankind, the one who is rightfully worshipped by mankind. These are all names and attributes of Allah the Mighty and Majestic. And it contains the 3 types of Tawheed. Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, Tawheed of Lordship, and Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah, Tawheed of Worship, and Tawheed al-Asma' wa-Sifat, Tawheed of Allah's names and attributes. Shaykh Fawzan said, seek refuge in Allah and in these names and attributes. Seek refuge in Allah from the evil of al-waswas, the whisperer, and he is ash-shaytan. Who is the whisperer? He is Satan. That's al-waswas with a fatha on the waw. Al-waswas. He is Satan. As for al-wiswas with a kasra on the waw, literally wiswas, a whispering, then that is a verbal noun from the verb waswasa yuwaswisu. As for al-waswas, then it is a name from the names of Satan, al-waswas, the whisperer, because he whispers, often whispering evil, because he whispers to mankind and gives him false ideas, and he preoccupies him in order to cast terror into his heart and uncertainty and confusion in his affairs. And that's why Satan, that's why he whispers to the serpents, for these reasons. To preoccupy him away, in order to put terror into his heart, whispers to him, to put terror into his heart, taraddud, doubt and uncertainty into his heart, and hayra, to bring about confusion about his affairs. Particularly with regard to the affair of worship. Because Satan whispers to man in ibadah, in acts of worship, until he confuses him regarding his prayer or his act of worship. And then finally the person comes out from his prayer believing that it was null and void. This person's praying, but Shaitan keeps whispering things to him, whispering till the person finishes his prayer and he thinks, I haven't prayed it all properly. My prayer is null and void, because of the whisperings that come. Or he prays, the Shaykh said, and then he believes that he was not upon wudu. He was not in a state. I mean, he made wudu, he prayed, but Shaitan keeps whispering to him, you weren't upon wudu. So he exits his prayer, he thinks I prayed, but I didn't have wudu. Because of these whisperings from Shaitan. Or that he did not stand up for such and such. Or that he did not perform such and such. The person comes to suffer from whispers, waswas, and he is not calm in his worship. So Allah, the Majestic and Most High, has given us the remedy for this dangerous matter, and that is that you seek refuge, do isti'aadhah, that you seek refuge in Allah from the evil of this whisperer. Al-Khannas, this whisperer who is Al-Khannas, or who withdraws, Shaykh Fawzan said, meaning the one who departs and moves away. Then Shaykh Fawzan explains how both of these being a description of Satan. Al-Waswas is Satan, and Al-Khannas, the one who whispers, is Satan, and Al-Khannas, the one who withdraws, is also Satan. So Shaykh Fawzan explains in which case each of these apply. He said, so he whispers when you are negligent of the remembrance of Allah. He whispers when you are negligent of the dhikr of Allah. And he withdraws, meaning he falls back when you remember Allah, the Mighty and Majestic. So he whispers when the person is inattentive, and he is khannas, one who withdraws, moves away, when the person remembers Allah, the Mighty and Majestic. الَّذِي يُوَسْوِسُ فِي صُدُورِ النَّاسِ مِنَ الْجِنَّةِ وَالنَّاسِ. The final two ayahs for the explanation. The one who whispers into the hearts of mankind, from jinn and from mankind. Shaykh Fawzan said, it is as if the meaning, and Allah knows best, is that there are those who whisper from the jinn and from mankind as well. Those who whisper things to the people. They come to the people and they cause them to have doubts. So just as there are devils from the jinn who whisper evil, then likewise there are devils from mankind who whisper also. So you should seek refuge. You should seek refuge in Allah from the evil of the two tribes, and from the devils of the jinn and from the devils amongst mankind. And therefore the Prophet ﷺ said, مَا تَعَوَّذَ مُتَعَوِّذٌ بِمِثْلِهِمَا. For this reason the Prophet ﷺ said, no one seeking refuge has sought refuge by means of the like of these two. mean these two surahs. Shaykh Fawzan said, mean these two surahs. Mean the last two surahs for seeking refuge, Surah al-Falaq and Surah al-Nas. No one has sought refuge with the like of these two. In the footnote they mention the hadith is reported by Abu Dawood and al-Nasa'i and Ahmad from a hadith of Uqba ibn Amir radiallahu anhu. The hadith was declared sahih, authentic by Shaykh al-Albani. Shaykh Fawzan said, finishing, so it is befitting for the Muslim that he should read these two, Surah al-Falaq, Surah al-Nas, Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq and Qul a'udhu bi rabbil nas. That he should read these two after the prayers, I mean after the obligatory prayers, and that he should repeat them again and again, and that he should recite these two when he goes to sleep, along with Ayat al-Kursi and Surah al-Ikhlas, 112th Surah. Ayat al-Kursi, Ayat 256 of Surah al-Baqarah, and Surah al-Ikhlas, 112th Surah. He should recite Ayat al-Kursi and Surah al-Ikhlas and the two surahs for seeking refuge. He should recite them after every prayer and repeat them 3 times after Maghrib and after Fajr. And just a side point here, what the Shaykh is mentioning here, reciting these surahs, Surah al-Ikhlas, 112th Surah, and the two surahs for seeking refuge, 113 and 114, the evidence for reciting them 3 times morning and evening is the hadith of Khubayb, part of a longer hadith that the Prophet ﷺ said to him, Qul, say. So he asked, what shall I say? So he was told, say. Then the Prophet ﷺ told him what to say, Qul huwa Allahu ahad. And the two surahs for seeking refuge, when you enter the evening and when you enter the morning, 3 times. This will suffice you for everything. Hadith reported by Tirmidhi and declared Hasan, good by Shaykh al-Albani. So reciting morning and evening, many of the scholars, such as Ibn al-Qayyim, mention morning and evening, meaning after Fajr and after Asr. As we saw, Shaykh Fawzan takes the view, meaning here, after Fajr and after Maghrib, the Shaykh said. Then he finishes by saying, and likewise recite these two when you go to sleep, in order that Satan should move away. He should recite them so that Satan will move away from him and not disturb him, not disturb his sleep for him, and not trouble him with nightmares. And there's a very quick side point here. Again, Shaykh Abdul Muhsin al-Qasim said, Ibn al-Qayyim said, rahimahullah, the need of the servant for seeking refuge by means of these two surahs is greater than the need which he has for breathing and food and drink and clothing. Bada'il al-Fara'id, volume 2, page 199. The servant's need for seeking refuge by means of these two surahs is greater than any need which he has to breathe, eat, drink and wear clothing. And then back to Shaykh al-Fawzan, his final paragraph, he said, the witness from these two surahs is that Allah has commanded al-Isti'aadha, seeking refuge in Him alone. So this proves that seeking refuge al-Isti'aadha in other than Him, whether it be jinn or mankind or any created thing, that is not permissible, because it is a type from the types of worship.